Good morning, warm welcome back. So we're going to start today with the transmission from Baghdad.
अभी एक सेकंड सभी बहुत मीठी मीठी स्वीट साइलेंस के स्टेज के अनुभव में खो जाओ। अच्छा
Warm welcome back. So hopefully you can hear well and the translation is working. You can confirm. Good. Quite a lot of ways we can see this game. I'd like to share something from Nelson Mandela, from his experience of many years playing and winning his game. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. And yesterday, this aspect about ego being a function in the soul, It is like a fool for the soul. But I enjoy that it is a game to see it, and the energy of fun, actually. And the fun because we have a clear method to check and change. We know it's there, but the power, the wisdom. And the other aspect yesterday about stretching the intellect to grapple with eternity is such a nice way to make the tool we have really strong. Because this quote I found very interesting by Fyodor Dostoevsky, that success can be built on false assumptions and still be successful, or we could say apparently successful. So we could work with the Pata intellect, the limited intellect, and think there's success, but it's the level of, as is shared, the anthill, and it may appear to be successful for the ant, but we haven't stretched the intellect to see the game, which is the game of the eagle. And also this third point that enthusiasm is a powerful motivator rather than guilt. And this journey of celebration and congratulations. And so would like to encourage you to share your experiments or experiences in stretching the intellect and also questions. So meanwhile, congratulations and blessings and flowers as well. Thank you. So meanwhile, I'd like to hand over to Prashant. Good morning.
Thank you. And hello and good morning. Welcome back. Some of these quotes have got such deep insights if understood in our own way. Not because our idea of success and victory, everything is very different. But those principles apply. And one quote from Baba, it's a game of a second. And that is very relevant for us. Analysis goes on. Analysis may go like we are having right now, time, 2 hours. We are trying to understand and go into some details. But first second, we start with the highest. Yesterday also, we started with the highest first second. So right now, let that invisible prince, there is no reason why he can't use the best sight and best intellect. He has got everything. He can see everything in 100% light. It means 100% clarity. And he understands now in 100% clarity, you are not deceived. What we saw yesterday is whole chaos happens because of deception, like children. And then all these sorrows and vices, they are unnecessary. One is creating problems for no reason. Children will just cry, adults end up committing sin and gets bigger penalties and degradation. Just because of deception. That's why in full light, you are not deceived. All along, we are seeing the life of the invisible prince. This moment, invisible prince is seeing one side, the story. And it is useful sometimes to see the absurdity, see the story in an extreme way. Soap opera is a story, and a cartoon is also a story. Mickey Mouse is also a story. Let us see this physical world as a cartoon world. There is the real world beyond. That is obvious for the invisible prince. He is not going into details and details of the cartoon. He has his world beyond. He is in full light. He can see his world. He can see himself. And what is his world? His world is with God, company of God. One who is the wisest and highest and the holiest. He is close. He is in close relationship, an eternal bond. For him, this whole reality is normal. He is conscious, he is awake. It is normal to see himself as this tiny point at this moment. That appears normal. And we used the word yesterday, fun. It is like so different. But immortal. So also he knows his true family. They are all invisible personalities. There is presence. And we see them as points. Even Father, the same. Supreme presence. At this level, it appears normal. Only in the cartoon world, there are images. Cartoon is full of images. At the same time, it is empty. Because these images come and go. And the whole show comes to an end also. It is an empty world. The invisible prince knows this, amused by that, but is not deceived. He doesn't go into the next level of thinking I am the Mickey Mouse in that cartoon. He sees with complete independence, but very, very happy with his world and his true family. For Paras, this is all natural and normal. To be with the true family, they are all invisible, alokik, immortal, but divine, because there is no demon in this real world. Demon comes in any different, anything inauspicious comes from the demon. So these living stars, they do not even need anything. They need nothing. They are not beggars, never victims. Nothing can harm them, and they are not empty. They are full. Their world is eternal. They got a great family. They got God. Their life is of joy and love. It is a region, and it is in their heart forever. Deep inside, they know they need nothing. Never a beggar, never a victim. They lack nothing, they miss nothing, they lose nothing, they need nothing. All of that is Ravan's chant. Ravan's song is continuous, is empty. Why? Ravan is singing that song because it is based on the empty world. His idea of success is to claim more in the empty world. And so he's deceived. Invisible prince is not deceived. That is all. His starting position is the highest and the best and full perfection. Starting position is this, is with the God, divine. Family is divine. Alaukik, Divya and Alaukik. Unearthly. He got the best. Every level, every aspect, he got the best. All that was required is he remains conscious. If the starting position itself is the best, what is the victory? Where does victory come in? Victory is just to protect himself from this deception, this huge drive within him to jump in that world of glitter. That is the victory. When we say Ravan, it is just the lower consciousness. But who can defeat that lower consciousness? We first need to experience the higher consciousness. Ravan cannot defeat Ravan. So every minute we are nourishing this higher consciousness. It is a victory already. And deserves congratulations. 1 minute you are clocked in this, the highest. And with the highest on High Father, it is a victory. It is clocked in. Every second you are coming there, it is a victory. And it has its prize. Thank you. Just some simple physical image to help us hold this concept and the experience. Whole game is around these two things, our world and the web. Everything is around this. Even as we are talking and right now, because we are coming to some sound, it doesn't mean we have to jump into the cartoon and settle down to that lower consciousness. That is not a precondition to go into that. Ravan's consciousness is not compulsory. This second, let us have this attention. The invisible soul is here right now, and he is aware of this great cartoon. The whole physical world, we see it as a world of images, different images, just like a film. In a film, different images come, go. This is a world of three-dimensional images, like a film. But for this invisible prince, it's a film, but he sees it as a cartoon. They are like the cartoon characters for him. The invisible prince is so different. He is, for him, a Alokik and Divya, that is normal. And in this world, there's funny-looking bodily beings. They are like different cartoon characters. So this cartoon world is just across for him. He is not part of the cartoon. He is like this moment. He is like a tiny point, a witness. He is the invisible witness of the cartoon, aware of the cartoon. But it is not, he is not part of the cartoon. He is not even sitting there observing every detail. He is aware of the cartoon. That entire cartoon world is not his world. It is very clear to him. Next second, it may collapse and it can dissolve, it can change, something else comes. In the cartoon world, there may be one Mickey monkey declares a nuclear attack somewhere. That is cartoon going on. Things are going on all the time. This moment, the invisible soul is the witness. Just outside of the cartoon world. But he is aware of of his world. For him, his world is more important. He's a witness more of his world. Just like in your home, there may be cartoon on the screen. But what is more important for him is the rest of the family in the house. Cartoon is an extra thing. So also here, the invisible witness in the image of a tiny point, this moment right now, he is aware of his family. They are like living stars, points, but they are divine and they are royal and they are immortal. He is aware of the company of his supreme companion, who is the wisest. This is a small little world of the father and the family. All are incorporeal. And he has intellect to see this clearly. The job of the intellect is this. He can't see himself, then what is the point of having 100% paras intellect? He is seeing the world of the father and the family. And even more important, they are completely separate from the cartoon. Job of the intellect is not mixing. If the intellect is not used, then we'll mix things. As the darkness comes in, that is when the chaos starts. You are mixing your life with the Mickey Monkey. So here you are seeing the cartoon. It's great, great performance, great script. Variety plots, high drama, low drama. But one nice thing about this cartoon, or different to your cartoon in your home, a cartoon on the television or in a theater, limited cartoon, what's the big difference in this cartoon and a cartoon in your town, in a theater? Agreed, it is on a small screen. Here it's a big, massive screen. Baba also calls it, unlimited screen, this performance. Agreed. But what's the difference? What difference do you notice? Another difference.
No one is harmed in the cartoon.
The other cartoon also, no one is harmed. Agreed. What's the difference in your cartoon in your town? You go to the theater to see a cartoon. And here you are seeing this cartoon.
And sense of smell in this one.
Yes, we agreed. Very good.
You're the one acting and also observing.
You are okay. Yes, but the character is still different. But agreed. Accept.
You could be influenced.
Sure.
This one is bigger in
Big,
3
yes.
dimensions.
Yes. And all are true, I agree. But one extra factor, this big cartoon is moving like a louse. Other cartoon, say in 1 minute, so much is happening. Mickey Mouse is big, it is small, it jumps, it's gone, and Tom is trapped, and the tail becomes big and becomes small. In 1 minute, so many things are happening. And in this cartoon, you see, and someone is say, standing somewhere, And after 1 minute, he's still standing. Nothing has changed. Someone is sitting on a bench and he's still sitting after half an hour. The cartoon is slowly moving cartoon. But it is still fun because it is massive. That's why it is fun. It is going on for a long time. It is 5,000-year long cartoon. When you are watching it as a cartoon, it is a great entertainment. It has got a script. There may be war also, but it has got a script. And it is cartoon. In Baba's words, small little world of the father and the family. This is a happy world. This is a lovely world. They stay behind a line. So this is a lovely world, happy world. It is a eternal world. It is incorporeal world, divine world, and no one can change it. What an amazing thing. No one can change it. No enemy for this world. No one can deny you this biggest prize in life with God and the world of perfection and celebration. No one can deny you. Only you can deny it to yourselves. This is the situation. And why? How you deny yourselves? You want to jump in that cartoon. That is where the defeat comes. When you are using the highest intellect, it is obvious. You don't see it as you are doing something superhuman. You are, Mahatapasvi, making this amazing. It is obvious. There is a cartoon, and even children don't mix their life with the cartoon. And the cartoon is there, and your world is there. And there's your children also. Their life is with mommy and daddy, and they are aware of the cartoon. They don't mix their lives with the cartoon. But the confusion is such, this confusion of Ravan, it sort of makes these adults mix their life with the cartoon. Children protect themselves from that other cartoon, even children. But here, Maya's success is this. It makes these immensely clever people cross the line until they really believe they are part of that cartoon. Ego means this. You are absolutely working for the Tom or Jerry in the cartoon. We are using this language, cartoon, just to make the contrast clear. Otherwise, we don't even realize the extreme nature of this illness. When we say ego, Ravan, it is, we are seeing how extreme it is and how bizarre the whole situation is. Whole chaos is created because of just one thing. What is that one? Darkness of ignorance, confusion. Intellect is not used. Just like children, We gave the example yesterday, spin. If the intellect cannot process the big map, then you are defeated. Then you are deceived. In the same way here, intellect is not used, then you are deceived in this cartoon. And once you are defeated and Ravan's machinery starts, and one is then drawn into this more and more until he becomes completely upside down, until he doesn't even see it as ignorance. Something we discussed yesterday. Ignorance of ignorance. You don't see it as ignorance. It is completely settled in that Mickey Monkey cartoon world. That is what the life of Ravan is. That's what ego is. But the game starts for us. The game of victory starts with every minute of full light. That is our starting position. We are reminding ourselves that we have the option to use the full clarity, maybe for 1 minute. Excellent. You want to add anything?
Thank you. I was just thinking, when you're watching a film, sometimes the director decides to slow the scene down, and you get the scene can be of someone walking, but when it's in slow motion, the feeling of something profound, it's like, you know what I mean, that as if something poignant. It came to mind when you were talking about from that consciousness, the cartoon appears slow. I don't know if it's connected, but it would be nice to hear your thoughts. Also, people say often today it feels like time is faster. It's abstract because they're talking about an experience that, like, oh, it's gone so quickly. This is very common. What is the reason for that?
Sure. These are like a subjective experiences. They may be enjoying things, they're doing things, so things, they feel time has passed. They didn't even realize 1 hour passed. Yeah. But when we are saying this drama moves like a louse, it is in comparison to the other cartoons.
If Ravan experiences anger because of the cartoon, should that feeling of anger be acknowledged so it's not suppressed?
Sure. Our aim is not just acknowledge. Suppression is wrong. Expression is also wrong. Our aim is to dissolve it. And how do we dissolve it? We come in the light, full light. In the full light, you are seeing Mickey Mouse. He traps Tom in a box and throws the box in the ocean, and jumps. By seeing all this, I can get angry, but whole thing is a joke, and why am I getting angry? Same thing with this cartoon. There are many things going on in this cartoon. If I am myself confused, I may find myself anywhere. I may be unhappy, I may be comparing myself, I may be jealous also with Mickey Mouse. and angry also. I can suppress, I can express, I can go to at that level, but I have the option to come out of that madness and understand it is a cartoon. And then there is neither anger nor comparisons. You are amused. So in ordinary psychology, when they don't know the option to step out, and then they will do some extensive therapy to deal with this anger, acknowledge and accept this kind of thing. But here we bring understanding, samaj. You understand things, and once you have understood, you are not behaving like spin. You are becoming adult. You are not deceived. At the spin level, that example we gave yesterday, you are deceived, and so he cries. When you are an adult, you are seeing things differently.
How are suppressing and dissolving different?
Yeah, of course. Suppressing means you have not understood. I get angry, but I don't talk about it. I'm just bottling it up, keep quiet, lock myself. So these are all different manifestations of suppressing, but it will come in some other form. Anger, it will definitely raise my blood pressure and create acid in my stomach. That there's some other things will happen. But once you have understood what it is, whole thing, it is a joke. Then your reactions are different. Then just what is that camera? Then Sarah can tell. When they show in the film.
Oh, candy camera?
Candy camera, yeah. It is like that, candy camera. No joke. He didn't realize it is meant to be a joke. He gets into some reaction, and then he realizes that it was meant as a joke. And the same person, instantly, he smiles. He finds it, he's not getting angry, he's not suppressing it, but he's amused by it.
Question. A bit similar to something asked yesterday, but surely in any film or cartoon, you need the villain. That's what makes it interesting. So do we need Ravan to sort of as an enemy to then become awakened to reality of who I am?
Ravan plays a part to show us our power and our numbers. And this is like an examination. Ravan is like this, the purpose Ravan plays. Let's say there are 100 children, and there are some prizes. Whom are you going to give? 100 children. So you have to set up an exam. It can be even sports. There is a race. Let us see who wins the race, who is first, second, third. And then they deserve prizes. They all are good students, and they all go get the best education. But if there are limited prizes, those who do the homework and those who have made effort, they should get the prizes. Not everyone. The same thing happens here. Ravan just creates a situation where you have to use your powers, you have to use your skills, and you have to make effort. You have to do the homework. Then you win. It is what we are saying here, winning the game. And Ravan is setting up this game. Ravan using all his skills. Ravan wants to deceive you, but you have to use your skills to win. So those who do their homework, they get prizes, bigger prizes. But all are immensely lovely angelic souls, and they all have their home. They all are loved by God, and they all are immortal. So that no one can take away. Just the Ravans plays the part in deciding who should get the top prize.
Thank you, very helpful. One question, shall I ask now?
Yeah.
Is it possible for the intellect to contain the truth for the whole day? And why does it get pulled back to the stone intellect? If so, during the day, is the intellect like a container, a vessel?
Yes, something we touched this yesterday. We have got all the muscles that are used, they become stronger. Muscles that are not used, they remain weak. And now we have got copper age, iron age. And during this time, we have made the stone intellect strong. And in that stone intellect, everything, the things are totally Ravan's kingdom. And we have made Ravan's heads, all the heads are strong. That's why it all appears so normal. We are literally leading a life that is like a ullu, like a bat, living in the story, and worse than children. But it all appears totally normal in Ravan's kingdom, because the stone intellect is made strong over a long period of time. That's fine. That is what the story was at that time. Now we understand, and we have the option to make Paras strong. Every minute we are using it, it becomes strong. And now it is just like first day I can't run a marathon, but I can run 1 mile. I can gradually build on this. And those who take part in training and those who do the homework, they will win. They will run the marathon. Same thing here. Homework. We had one person here. His name is David Hammery. I think that is the name. And he got gold medal in Olympics. And during one retreat, he was sharing that he worked for 8 years, and every day more than 8 hours of training before he got the first gold medal. 8 years in 8 hours of rigorous training every day, I was sort of thinking, goodness, for this little medal, he has got this enthusiasm to apply his full eight hours every day. And so, it's a question for us. Are we doing that sort of effort? If the prize is bigger than that, prize is not just a little medal, but you are getting the golden age for a long, long time. Some efforts are required to build muscles.
The issue maybe, or not issue, but it's invisible, isn't it? So in a way, the prize is also now that consciousness, which is in that bliss. What is your suggestion or practice of manageable goals? So if we're training this example, he's probably got some measures that he's, by 2 weeks, I should be able to do this much. 1 month, I should be able to achieve this goal. And for the long term, we know the general plan, but what about micro aims? Any thoughts on that?
No, we have to do it our own program. These are like details. There are many factors in this. But most important is not just homework in a ordinary sense. We have to revise everything that is heard. Also, even what we heard yesterday, we have to revise. That story of SITA that we covered in the Sanjeevani, that has to be revised. And to know the game, this we say Ravan. Ravan is not just a dumb monster. There is a very detailed program of Ravan to survive. And there is Maya's cleverness there to survive. And he will try every trick to stay there. And you can be doing the program, but Maya has got hidden doors, secret gates through which Maya comes in. So we need to be aware of revision, just as Baba draws attention to different things. We have to work on different subjects. But each one need to create your program.
Is something to discuss. So your own exams are each one has the perfect exam in the drama, so we can use each situation to apply knowledge beforehand and use that situation as a test. What are the efforts, like the essential efforts one needs to build Paris intellect?
As we often refer, it's a game of 1 second. To build Paris intellect, use Paris intellect. It is as straightforward as that. What is how to develop Paris? Use Paris. We all got Paris. This second, someone doesn't even need to do the 7 days course. This sketch that is shown and that is repeated many times, this is the Paris perspective. And just seeing that it is going in, but we have to create this in our perspective. Paris includes seeing the big map, and a big map includes the subtle, the reality beyond the cartoon. So very clearly we are seeing the alaukic and divine, that dimension beyond. For Paras, it is not a concept, it is not a belief. For Paras, it is obvious. That is why Baba used the word Nishchay in today's Murli. And Nishchay, I would translate it as conviction, certainty. So you're so clear, seeing it, naturally. For the one who is using Paras, this here is his family, and he lives in that reality. Maybe for 1 minute. But your that dimension is emerged, and that perspective is clear. Cartoon as a cartoon, it becomes clear also. And we often say Prashant is part of that cartoon. Everything at a physical level is part of the cartoon. Within the cartoon, there are many knowledge-based scenes also. Knowledge also is spoken within the cartoon. But it is a cartoon. And that is not a destination. To stay within that is not a destination. Within this cartoon world, there is a corner. There are different corners within that cartoon world. This is a holy corner within that cartoon world. But that is not a destination. Destination is to come out of the delusion. It is still in the Ravans. If I have crossed a line and staying in that holy corner, that is where Ravan can survive safely. So Ravan has got all this cleverness to survive. But when you use your skills to come out of it, come on the other side of the line, Paras means it's the biggest gift for us, most precious thing for us in this victory. If anyone wants victory, we need Paras. Otherwise, spiritual effort, like bhakti, it happens with patthar. For a time, it will be patthar-based, ego-based efforts that can go on. But at some point, we have to bring about a shift to soul-based effort and soul waking up. There's one more connection Baba uses, connected with this victory. Baba says, those who win over Maya, what happens? Those who win over Maya, they win what? Those who win over Maya, what do they get?
Big prize. They win the world.
They win the world. That is the expression Baba uses. Maya jite, jagat jite. And that is the biggest secret for the whole world. Today's whole, if you want, it is winning the world is becoming lucky through the cycle. In this life, we can't engineer every details, what is going to happen to you tomorrow and what is going to happen to you next year and next life. We can't truly engineer. There are many people who may be very clever, but they're not lucky in life. They got all the skills, but they're not lucky. Last moment things happen that they lose. They may be planning things, everything is there, but there's no success. But there are some who are lucky. They say about Napoleon that when Napoleon was appointing his commanders, some generals, some advisors, they would tell, so and so is a very good candidate for this because he has got so many talent, skills, where he's the person who should be in charge of this battalion. And Napoleon would look into this and then he would ask a question, is he lucky? Because he knew that there is one factor called luck. And that is extra. That is not something that one can engineer. And this luck, where does it come from? And that is where here the secret. If you win over Maya now is a big chance, but this flow applies through the cycle. If you win over Maya, this includes Ravan. Anytime one is defeated by Ravan, he is unlucky in life. If he is victorious over Ravan, then he is lucky in life. At the confluence age, we set the clock for the whole cycle. You become lucky through the cycle. It has happened. I got these examples. Someone was trying to catch a train, but for some reason got delayed to go for the train. And train also gets delayed. And she gets the train and she reaches the destination. And in a place where trains normally are not delayed. Some places trains are very rarely they are delayed. But here the train is delayed and the person reaches. They are lucky. These people are lucky in lives. And there are reasons why they are lucky, because they have won this biggest game. And the biggest game is Maya and Ravan. So if it is possible in the Brahmin world, we can be a bit casual about this. Maya, this kind of language. We all have this tendency, and be a bit light about this game with Maya. But then Maya wins, and Ravan is still in charge. Time is wasted. And if someone has this, from whatever, it can be a very new person, but understands this big secret, that this is the biggest secret to win over Maya. That is the highest thing anyone can do in this life. And then he is set for the whole cycle. Someone who understands this, then he's already clever. And then there are methods. If that is what Baba is here for, Ram comes to remove Ravan. Ram comes to teach how to win this game. And he goes into such details, how Maya can come, which hidden gates are there, hidden doors are there. He goes into such details. And then we have to be our own friend in this. Not the friend of the enemy, become your own friend. And then the victory is guaranteed.
Is luck
Yeah.
coming from our karmic story?
Luck based upon the efforts. Yes.
When you talk about darkness and ignorance, what is the relationship between that and Ravan, ego, and Maya?
Yeah. Like this moment, good for us to first create that contrast, and see the perspective in 100% light. 100% mean no compromise on anything. In 100% light, we are seeing this massive cartoon, three-dimensional, 3D cartoon, moving like a louse. And Prashant here talking, that is all happening within that cartoon. At the same time, there is this life beyond the cartoon. Real life is beyond. And that is where the invisible witness, and he's with his family, small little world of the father and family. And that world is the real world, and it is the eternal world. So we are seeing this. So that is, this means we are in full light now, means seeing in full clarity. The moment we are not seeing this, even as we are talking, if we are not seeing this wonder of the God's family and life with God, already there is darkness. This is a big thing happening, and we have no attention on it. Means there is darkness. We are not seeing the massive cartoon as cartoon. It is darkness already. Then suddenly within the cartoon, something has become big. Cartoon, we said it is empty. And we are sort of thinking something as a treasure, as if, you are worried about things and you are ready to get angry also about things, and greedy. Then it is deep end of darkness already. It is nice poetic word, darkness, but darkness is the ignorance that is just taking us into that downward spiral. Some petty things become so big, then it is deep end of darkness.
Thank you. Would you say this was a question from the Chinese group that one of the daddies, said to one of the brothers who wanted to go into business and was told that if you do that business, you won't have time to stay with the study because you'll be occupied with the business. How to help someone who wants to have that life? Is it possible to have a business and also make these kinds of efforts?
Anything is possible. Drama goes on. Drama is, something. Life goes on in the drama. Actions are performed. But Dadi will give advice based on individual situation. Each case is individual. Surgeon doesn't give the same medicine to everyone. So also here, some people, they got enough wealth, and they will survive. They don't need more anymore. Their life is okay. But then some greed comes, and they are so caught up in some kind of business, and they are increasing the business and getting, mind is trapped in it and their time is also trapped in it. Then it is, they may be having spiritual knowledge, but there is no time to study properly. So right now there is a gathering. They might like to join this gathering, but they say there is an important meeting happening, this happening, we have to sign some documents. It's busy. It's this kind of life. So in these situations, Daddy will tell, your motivation for business, it is from the wrong direction. The time is better used in another situation. After some time, maybe you are strong. Internally, you may be strong and you may be okay to go back in business. But each case is individual. To discuss, in your in any situation, to discuss with the instrument.
Thank you. I hope that helps. Even those who have the role of coordinating even countries in the organization are engaged in maybe even full-time work. So it really depends. Yeah, that helps. So anything you would like to add? And then
Yeah, no, I met someone, in recently, he some like this, maybe not business, but some, and he has got enough, but he is now running even faster and working even faster. Why? Because someone else has got more. He's caught into some kind of a competition with someone else, jealousy with someone else, and that is his motivation for increasing his business and getting more money. So people are motivated by sometimes strange factors, and in this world of darkness, it just takes them into further darkness. So that's why it is sometimes good to check, well, why are you running? What is happening? Is that priority for your time and life?
Another point is made that sometimes those who have responsibilities such as looking after a center are even encouraged to work. So there are all different situations. So anything final you would like to add, and then or we'd like to suggest subject for discussion for the rooms?
What we were seeing here in the last few minutes is creating time for experience. And whilst drama is moving, we said cartoon doesn't stop. Right now, Prashant is talking. Another time, Prashant will be standing. Drama doesn't stop. Something or else action is going on. Whilst that is going on, let the invisible witness, let him be conscious. That is the first big step for us, necessary step. Just ordinary word, soul consciousness may sometimes become, meaningless word expression without we experiencing it. We are soul conscious. Soul is conscious if we are seeing independence from the physical world. If it is all mixed, then ego is conscious. And ego can use the word soul. But even for seconds and minutes, let us experience this independence from the cartoon. independence from the physical world. That's why the witness, invisible witness. And once he's conscious, he's the one who can win. We mentioned earlier, Ravan will not win over Ravan. Ego will not win over ego. The soul needs to be conscious. And he understands his world, he understands he's the one who is loved by the Father. He's the one who belongs to the Father. When Baba says in children, Baba is talking to these points, to the stars. And so everything falls in place, and silently there is a worthiness experience. Big milestone is at that level. The invisible witness is conscious, and we are using the word witness because he knows his complete independence. This second, at this time, independence from everything of the garden. He's not mixing himself with things of the garden. That's why he can say he is never a victim. If it is mixed, he won't be able to say he's not a victim. And so all these alaukic experiences follow. And it is not just a language, love, it doesn't remain a language. He knows the greatness of everyone. He knows the alaukic reality. And we mentioned yesterday, becomes personal victory, it leads to collective victory. I know it is time for
Break.
Rooms. Yeah.
Could the question be, what are the methods to play the part and not mix with the cartoon?
The other drama, people.
No, I mean, this is the question for rooms. You want to change it, or?
No, that's good. That is a good.
Yeah, you don't have to answer. Well, you can if you like, but that would be something to discuss. Yeah. All right. So feel free to keep the camera on or be involved with the rooms, and we'll see you in just over 10 minutes there. Thank you. Welcome back. Thank you all. Welcome back. Let's have a minute to hold one aspect that helps us hold that beyond the line. Thank you. Hopefully we're all back and languages are fine. Okay. So it was really a pleasure to hear in some of the conversations and lots of valuable aspects and feeling here of this game. Situations seem to come as if designed sometimes, and using them to fly in a way that we kind of get that discomfort. Ego is sometimes using a situation for disheartenment, but rather seeing it as a signal to see you have the option to take the view of the same scene, but from that complete freedom. And it may start off as just a point, but by giving it attention and nourishing, then that accumulation of yoga is activated. But main thing is when the going is good. But using situations as a signal, like a flag, rather than to analyze in the lower consciousness. And really liked a few things when it was said, coming into interaction doesn't mean jumping into the cartoon and the lower consciousness. I mean, sometimes this mindset that meditation yoga has to be in the certain space, certain silence, but we can be here, play the part, but not see the role as so serious, and we have to make that role, give it attention, glorify, but is see the peripheral nature of the part. And be great to hear what it is that you are working with. Meanwhile, welcome back to Bishant. There are a couple of questions that have come in also.
Let us see the questions.
A similar aspect, can the workplace be like a spiritual gymnasium to test ourselves, test the skills?
The whole cartoon, work or street or town or home, that is ongoing cartoon.
Attending spiritual sessions, it says will confirm that one is spiritual. Not quite sure what is meant by will confirm, but maybe means that one is spiritual. Not quite sure what to really.
The real test for us is this second, and this is when we can make effort. Are we conscious? This is the invisible witness there. This may be something to ask many times in a day. Is the invisible witness alive? This moment, and we don't want to lead a life which is, very comfortable life of Ravan. That is what most of the world is leading. And there are some who know about the soul, who know about God, but still leading a comfortable Ravan life. And this is what can happen to us. The only time the game changes is the invisible witness is conscious and sees this whole thing in a new way. Then the game is changing. Then we are winners. I want to tell one story, and which we have heard, but like to revise it. And that story is boat is sinking, and there is a party going on in the boat, and everyone is busy trying to get cakes, and they don't even know that boat is sinking. And so here is a gathering where we know what is happening. we know the boat is sinking. And there are people who are trying to prevent boat sinking. And that is happening. There are many institutions working hard. They know a boat is sinking, they are trying to prevent. And some are still busy in the party, getting more cakes. They are oblivious. What is our intervention? Our intervention. Do you want to tell? What are we doing? Boat is sinking. There are majority who are busy with cakes, distributing cakes, making cakes available to those who don't receive cakes. The different the good work, lots of love there also, but oblivious to the fact that boat is sinking. What is your intervention? Social workers, so Rouhani social workers. So what are you doing to this boat? Are you trying to prevent the boat sinking?
So much type, make them aware of the reality, stop the party, wake the passengers up, save the life of the passenger, sharing, helping, spreading good vibrations, teaching them as you're teaching us in the party.
Yeah, this is the boat. And who are the passengers? Souls are the passengers. We know that every episode has an end. So boat is sinking. In this case, the reality is almost destined. Now you got more knowledge, you are more clear. But okay, some are trying to postpone the end. That is one effort. Your effort is to take these passengers out of the sinking boat. That is your mission. Your first mission is to free yourselves. You come out of the sinking boat, and your next step is to take other passengers. They are your brothers, invisible brothers. They have to come out of the sinking boat. Now, okay, boat is, they are in the boat, but there is another complication. Each time you and me, we are thinking of a supreme home, we are coming out of that sinking boat. Each time you are remembering the Father, you are coming out of the sinking boat. Each time you are using paras, you are taking steps to come out of the sinking boat. Each time you are seeing yourself as a traveler here, you are a guest here, you are coming out of the boat, moving in the right direction. You are freeing yourself. But during the time, you are just thinking of the boat for whatever reason, which means you are thinking of this cartoon world. You are in the boat during those seconds. When you are creating new bondages here, and I like someone, I like something, you are thinking of those people, you are thinking of situations, you are thinking of the job, you are tying yourselves in that sinking boat. The way to know you are creating a bondage, your thoughts will go there again and again. Something of the past, people, position, possessions. You are taking support from that. There is a knot created. So you are tied. It also means when you want to come out, you can't come out. And then there are some life situations like lust and addictions. These are double knots. The soul gets trapped in this sinking boat with stronger knots, which just makes it more difficult and brings more misery. So this is the story with everyone. They may understand knowledge, they want to come out, but they are tied with single knot, double knots, but they are not able to come out. This is our effort for ourselves also. Not to create more knots, but to undo the old knots. And that can only happen with 100% light. We have spoken about what it means, 100% light, but it cannot happen in darkness. In darkness, we create more knots. So you have to come into full 100% light. You are freeing yourself. But now you are also understanding your real victory is if everyone else is taken out of this sinking boat before it is too late. That is the collective victory. And for this, you are now understanding the clear map. Now, there are many charity organizations here. They do many things on this boat, but they are giving cakes. They're charity, but because they are not seeing the big map, they are giving cakes, but the benefit is not real, because they are all getting deceived in that sinking boat. The stone intellect help will be like this. If in the medical world, if there is a doctor who is working really hard, but he hasn't got the right diagnosis, then it is sometimes futile. Maybe sometimes create problems. He is wasting time also. A patient is wasting time. Precious time is wasted. It can be like this. When stone intellect system, you are busy helping, but you have not got a diagnosis. And this is what is happening in all the institutions. They sometimes call themselves optimist, but optimist in a patthar way. Boat will never sink. This kind of thinking, but everyone get deceived, and it is not helping the patient. Here we need 100% light. This is our first priority, to win let us not try to come to some conclusion in darkness. Come to 100% light, and then you understand where the problem is. You have the diagnosis. You know what needs to happen to yourselves, to everyone else. And you are not taking this lightly. You are understanding very clearly this department of lust. Lust we are talking about lust within marriage, outside marriage, in any form. It is a soul getting trapped in this cartoon with double knots. It is a very, very sticky knot, and the soul gets trapped, and it is not easy for him to come out of that bondage. Well, is not easy. But so also addictions. We understand that we have to come out of this, but also make it easy for others to come out, all knots. And the game here, if we are to take others out of this, game is light. You yourselves are helped because of the light. You will be able to help others because of when you stay in light. Each moment you are experiencing this, the invisible witness who is awake and conscious is just seeing this reality. You are creating light. Your attention, your vision, it is creating light. Baba calls it lighthouse, or we can call it lighthouse effect. And just like somehow you are inspired to study and you are inspired to bring about change. It started somewhere. How? Why? It is, there are unknown factors. But in this case, it is like the light that is created by some others that has reached us. And that started the process. That started. Otherwise, this spell of Ravan, there is no chance. But someone created a light, and that has helped us to. There is something more. We have to look into this. That itself is a starting position. Same thing. You creating light, you experiencing light. It is like the biggest step in this journey of victory, of this team, collective victory. Light, by that we are meaning full clarity. Maya will tell, do 50%, don't do too much. Then we have the option to go for 100%, even for 1 minute, but see it in 100% clarity. Then you are truly winner, because it becomes a contrast. In Baba's words, even 1 second of this experience, to start with, it creates in you deep conviction, but that 1 second of experience will pull you to itself again and again. And each time you are experiencing it, you are a winner. The method, ultimate method for our victory is experience. I will stop here, and it will be nice to hear some other thoughts, and we'll meet again another time.
Thank you. I think we can definitely say that this session has added light, and and to revise, I think she said each aspect needs time, what you said about the diagnosis, so fortunate to have the diagnosis, but really also that refinement ongoing. Game is ongoing, even though we have the theory side, to keep noticing and seeing the newness within the game. Thanks to all. We're going to finish now with a transmission from Ravan, and we'll be sharing the details of the next retreat on the email as well. And thanks again to also translators especially.
पहले सभी ड्रिल करो, माइंड ड्रिल, कर्मेंद्रियों की ड्रिल नहीं, मन की ड्रिल करो। रेडी? देखो, सबसे श्रेष्ठ ते श्रेष्ठ चित्र होता है ताज, तख्त, तिलकदारी का। तो अपना चित्र सामने लाओ और सब संकल्प किनारे कर सभी बाप दादा के दिल तख्त नशीन है। अच्छा